Hey guys, Teacher here again. Rather than spending the day sheep herding, I figured I'd do something useful. And since I've got some space up here now, I'm gonna have this Faith Island unfold down into an elevator using topsy-turvy runes that docks down here in the garden. I have been spending a while playing with topsy-turvy runes and coming up with prototype models for getting this, so off to work. So I'm going to start off with a flight rune to get me up there. Easiest way to do it, really. And there we go. Snowballs. Yes. I'll flight rune myself up there. If I can. Swim all the way up. Good. This is where I wish to be. 5x5 cutaway. And that's going to be where the rune itself is made. Okay, and then the first rune, centered here, 2 blocks around the edge. I'm going to leave the outer corners deliberately blank. I shall explain why in a minute. There are a couple of challenges associated with making a topsy-turvy elevator, but oh, suffocating is one of them. Where's my book? Where's my book? Where's my book? Why am I so irritating? Where am I? Where did... I'm so confused right now. Why is there water here? What is going on? Oh, the water is my flight rune. Okay, that makes a bit of sense. Why is there water here? This doesn't make sense. Oh, the topsy-turvy rune. Topsy-turvy... Oh, shit. Okay, so... this interesting phenomena, I think I understand. A topsy-turvy rune grabbed the water of my flight rune. And that'll be it there. And that will be probably the main reason why I suffocated as well. Health and safety hazard for everyone there, and be aware of this. Managed to get the first topsy-turvy rune functioning. Now I need to get up there again and place the second one. I'm going to use tier 3 this time because that super rune turned out not to be far too much power there. Need to make myself a platform from which to build the second topsy-turvy rune. Okay, so finally made it up here. I've got to place in the second topsy-turvy rune. Yeah, that's right. Oh, and gold. Flip it. A little bit of an ouch there as I teleport through things. Now I am in a difficult situation, but it's going to break into the inside. I find the gold rune here. Okay. This is gonna hurt on the way down. The eventual version of this will have no fall damage or suffocation damage as part of it. That is a design challenge there. We'll put stairs here. Spot on, exactly where I was expecting it to arrive. Okay, so this is it when it's down. Now we can go up. Oh, I must be close now. Yep. And here we have the elevator pod. Flip it up once, and it actually, purely by chance, arrives perfectly with Faith Fortress. It does intersect with the floor a little bit, but that's not too much of a problem as far as I'm concerned. So right now we have the somewhat problem of if I were to activate this again, it would flip up over and upset Faith Fortress. So to prevent against that, I'm going to place blocks here in the corners, preventing it from functioning. But by the catchment sphere of the one below won't actually capture these corner blocks. meaning that those blocks will always stay there, won't impede the rune going down, and will basically serve more or less as a sort of a buffer, a final stop, thou shalt not pass sort of thing. Okay, so now we have a pod that will take us all the way up and all the way down, and I've placed stone bricks in the corners at the bottom so that it can't go down below the final destination. Now all we need to do is work at solving the fall damage problem and the suffocation problem that the topsy-turvy rune involves. But before that, I'm going to go ahead and perform automation here. So the automation I have in mind is to automate every position that the runes occupy on alternating signatures. So starting with this one here, red, and now we automate the topsy-turvy rune here, flip it. Now we're going to make a green one, a green signature that is. 1, 2, 3, green. I spend a lot of my time trading for gold ore rather than mining for it. That's why I have so much. Green, and flip. And now I'm going to go for red. So I have now automated all of the positions that the runes can occupy between here and Faith Fortress. So I'm going to go back up and build a clock mechanism that will ultimately control the elevator. So the next step being to make the clocks. I now have this, and I want it to pulse in a way so that they interchange. Red, then green, then red, then green, then red, then green. So as to exactly how, I'm thinking something like this. Making sure that there's only ever one piece of redstone, one of the activation things for each going at a time. Further delay I think as well. Knock these up to 3. Now, if my theory is correct, what this will do will cause it to endlessly go up and down. I'll put on creative mode. Well, actually, we'll just see if it comes back up. One, two, 1, 2. Let's go see where it's got to. It's gotten to there. It's no longer pulsing. Oh, the clock has stopped. That shouldn't have happened. That makes absolutely no sense. What's gone on here? So that strange redstone torch bug burnout thing, most confusing. But when we don't use a redstone inverter as part of the clock, then it works fine. Obviously this leaves potential for stalling and so forth to go on, and there's no control mechanism in as yet, but the elevator is automated. We just need to work out how to control it properly. So that redstone bug aside, I now have a working clock that will perfectly operate the elevator, assuming it hasn't died now. Yep, there we go. All the way down and then all the way back up. Now I need a mechanism that will prevent it running, so so to stop it, I'm going to make this inverter into an AND gate, or a variant thereof, and place this torch here. When this torch here exists, because it's going to be a phase block, then the clock will stop, and when I pop it off, or when the phase block toggles off, the clock resumes. Alright, so a phase block and something to use as a lock block. Signatures and keys, completely blank, don't really need that. This and this. Toggle off, toggle on, excellent. Now, the concept I have for automatically stopping this is to have a redstone sensor trigger that whenever this is near. You can see the clock is running, so as soon as it appears, the signal will travel into that block and light this circuit, and whenever it's not here, the circuit will be off. Working redstone sensor over there, just got to automate this lock block now, and when it next reaches the top, if all goes to plan, it should freeze up at here and there won't be any further downwards activation. Yep, that's on. Perfect. Now all I need is one of these at the bottom and a button up here, a call elevator button as well. So I've done a lot of decoration on the room now, and I built a couple of redstone sensors, trimmed them down so that all that was really visible was the redstone block and one piece of redstone to activate it. You hit this button and down folds the nicely redesigned elevator pod, and there's likewise a button up at the top that does the same thing. And again, it's just a redstone sensor with the extra 3 spokes trimmed off and the piston removed. So long as this block remains, the sensor will work fine, even if you break the redstone and put it back later. It all persists unless you break this block here. I've got all the flaws ironed out. I'm very pleased with this. Single button pulls it down, and the only real thing that I had to deal with after this was another functional element of the topsy-turvy rune itself, was the suffocation problem, which happens with any topsy-turvy rune where more often you flip and you'll find yourself taking damage. I combated this by making sure that there were 2 layers of transparent or empty blocks above the user at all points inside here. In this particular case, half slabs and stairs. Half slabs and stairs below there as well, so that when it flips there's definitely going to be something here. And I lined the entranceway with glowstone as well, so that there would be that. So it would look fine and also have that transparent headroom for the player when being flipped. The result is that I'll just check I've got God mode off. Yep, God mode off, created mode off. Unlike earlier versions, I will no longer take any damage whilst this is automating its way up to the top. You can see the player getting flickered through the roof, and that would be causing suffocation damage in an earlier model, but now it's not. So all is well and truly good. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you liked it and find it useful. If you guys have anything that you want to show, then please post a video response or give me a message or something like that. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, then like it. If you've got any comments about this video, then comment them. And if you want to see more, then subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video. Cheers!